This is the Limestone Lowdown. Hear the sound when you lie through the issues all around. From every corner, let's make it clear. The change we need is starting here.
Hi everybody, welcome to the latest episode of the Limestone Lowdown. Today we're going to cover the December 9th, 2024 City Council meeting.
So we will go right into our consent calendar and then our regular meeting. So again, this is like the December 9th. So it's right here before Christmas. So not a lot of important information. I think there's like 11 items on the agenda. But yeah, so of course we always want to spend some money. So we've got travel education expenses for cemetery, parks, and recs, only $58. Resolution to approve travel and education expenses for Mayor Marks. That was $548.80. Resolution to approve the purchase of 2 tools, including a tool spreader from High Tech Rescue, the fire department. That was $24,000. Okay, so that $24,000 was out of the fire department's existing capital expenditure account. The next is for $46,886.92. The 2025 Chevy Silverado pickup truck, and the water services director on behalf of the city of Athens. So purchase a truck from McSweeney Auto Group. That's something that you've said, why, like, they force this, like, shop local, and then
Not the local car dealership.
Yeah, because we have
apparently.
plenty.
Yeah. I mean, we got a Ford, we got a Chevy, we got a Dodge. I mean, that's the big three.
Yeah. The next is the building department is purchasing cabinets from Harvey Davis Cabinets for $3,100. So let's see. The next one is for, let's see, 64. Oh man. It's out of the coronavirus fund. Replace the servers and the network switches. The IT department authorized to enter into contract with TSA for an amount like $65,000. And I'm still like, how much more money do we have in this coronavirus account?
I don't know. People probably drink a lot of Coronas while the coronavirus was going on.
Yeah.
It all bleeds together, you know.
Coronavirus state and local physical recovery fund. I just would think that there's like...
Well, we looked it up. It's not even supposed to be spent on that. But nevertheless,
yeah,
it's so far removed.
Yeah. So then there's $32,000 from the Water Services Department cash reserves for Amendment 1 to the Krebs Engineering Agreement for sewer rehabilitation support and water services director.
So let's add that that's in addition to what they already got, which we don't know what they had already gotten. But this was an additional $32,000 on top of that.
And so then that brings into question, like, was that another person, like the other bids, like, were they within that?
Who knows?
Because Krebs Engineering is...
They seem to be getting a
whole
lot of bids.
Yeah, so it's just, I don't know. We need to start seeing if our other favorite contractor, if they do any sort of amendments. I haven't seen any, but
I haven't seen any from them either.
The next one is going to be for the resolution to approve an agreement with Krebs Engineering for the purpose of the preliminary engineering services for the preparation and plans for the ARPA funding for the design and construction of the infrastructure improvements for the East and West Strain Road communities on 65. So you've heard us talk in several meetings, city council meetings, talking about the Strain Road and the sewage issue over there. So this is them finally agreeing to
Do something.
do something. Yeah, it's to
Preliminary funding to find out exactly how much it's going to cost
yeah.
to do it. This is still not a commitment for them to do anything, but at least it's a start. So
Yeah.
we'll take it. It's better than nothing.
Yeah. So yes, so that-
$100,000.
$100,000.
Yeah.
Yep. So the next is a resolution to issue a task order per the City of Athens Bitmus plant mix paving contract to Grayson.
Bioluminous.
It's not bioluminous.
That's how you say it.
It's bit.
I went back and listened to the video.
Then they must have spelled that incorrectly.
Well, they may have, but that's how it was said in the city council.
Because that would
meeting.
make sense if that T was an L. If that was bioluminous, that's how that would read. So
Well, that's-
they must have.
If somebody messed it up, I don't
Somebody
know.
messed that up.
I'm just repeating what I heard.
Bioluminous. Okay. Per the
I don't
City
know.
of Athens-
Yeah, that's why I went back. I'm like, what is that?
Per the City of Athens bioluminous plant mix paving contract to Grayson Carter and Sons to repair and repave.
So let's countrify it. It's asphalt, people. It's asphalt.
to repair and repave the Glen Valley Drive and Bluffview Drive. Repave.
Repave. You know where both of those is at, right?
Where?
Glen Valley's just right down from us, off of Washington Street.
Mark always says that
I believe
they.
you know somebody that lives there.
Oh, okay.
And then Bluffview is on the other end of city,
Okay,
across from
yeah.
306 Barbecue.
Okay. Mark always says that they're like messing roads up to fix them again
Well,
to get money.
There you
So,
go.
Who knows? Not to exceed $66,000 from the gas tax fund, $15,000 of which will be paid from the Water Services Department.
Look at
that. Interesting. Always spending some money.
So that was
Oh well, and then we did the Green Street.
yes. Go ahead and talk. Let's
And
go
that
ahead and
was
talk about
something
that
That is something that wasn't on the agenda. They added that in there
at the last minute.
At the last minute. So they added the old bank building off of Green Street.
Correct.
And they are planning to remodel it and put our utilities.
All the utilities together.
And
I mean, it makes sense. No
yeah,
problem.
but I think that it's eventually even going to have some city folks over there too, because it's a
think so.
fairly big building. Anyways, they paid $1.2 million. For some reason, I was thinking it was only $1 million, but $1.2 million to move all of that, and then we are terminating our lease with Bill Ming. He's the largest commercial real estate developer in the city. He owns the building and we pay what, like $5,000 or $7,000 a month to him, right? We pay $5 or $7.
It's $7.
We pay
Yes.
$7,000.
$7,500.
$7,500 a month rent to Bill Ming for the building. And I thought it was like, how long was our contract supposed to be for?
5 years, maybe.
And how long has it been? Like
But-
2?
Yes, but the crazy thing is we've heard multiple versions of what happened.
Yeah.
We heard that they had to do this because he was decided to put something else in that building, and then, all of a sudden they're buying this building, so we still don't really know where the truth is at, because I just feel like that if it had been... there just should have been more explanation about it, but it said terminated lease, no further rent.
But didn't Mayor Marks say that at the city council meeting, it's
Yes.
recorded, that
Yes.
said that the owner had found another business,
Yes.
so they kind of had to find something else, but
Yes.
they can't really do that. We have a lease. We had a 5-year lease.
That's kind of what I thought,
So
unless it's some special stuff going on.
back door.
But maybe
stuff.
if you're getting $2 million plus from the city a year for your your TJ Maxx, et cetera,
True.
you will you might want to bend over backwards for the city. So I don't know.
But I don't think that it's ever worked like that with him. I think that he's always had this city in his back pocket.
I don't know.
Or that's just the way it appears from the stuff that we've
It appears
heard.
they're both, the city and him are very close.
Very close. Very close
relationship.
business relationship.
Yeah.
Yes.
So however that
works. So this was an added item. We added the Green Street building for $1.2 million. Another thing that we found ironic is that the city had sold, like the county, they're within the city, but the county had sold like 5 businesses, smaller business buildings, but nonetheless business buildings.
I mean, one of them was 3 stories tall.
For $800,000, but yet we buy for $1.2 million. And you do only have, was minimal upgrades, obviously, because this is December, and obviously we're recording this kind of several months back, and they're in there now. They move in there in March, so yeah, it didn't need a lot of remodeling, but they moved that over. So anyways, that was another thing that was added, and that's really all of the little stuff that's on the agenda. But I'll let Jared kind of start about the biggest thing that's on.
So the biggest thing, and we waited till the last to talk about this because it's going to take the most time, is there was a property on Market Street that they decided to tear down.
They started the process to condemn it,
mm-hmm. and all that good stuff. And usually these come out, the agendas come out on Fridays. So we're like, what is this? Let's go look. Hop in the car.
In 4 months, this is our first time that we had seen a property that was going to be condemned through the city. And so we were like, wait, so they actually do
condemn properties.
So we decided to go drive by the house. We're like, we have, at your last city council meeting, or maybe the one before, in the last 1 or 2 city council meetings, you've had people talking about the conditions of these homes. We've sent in for inspection reports and got denied. We have sent in requesting that these people, we sent pictures in and everything else, and the city has basically said there's really nothing that they could do. You had tenants that came in that were one of our city councilman's tenants and said that they have sewage in the yard. It's been reported to the health department and everything else. And now here we are. It's almost like the irony. And so we see that this was in the medical district. The property is worth a lot more than just a residential. We see that it's listed for sale by owners. So what do? We decide to call the owners and see if we can schedule to come. We are those people, guys. We scheduled
it, and we go and we lay eyes on it ourselves. Now, from the front, you couldn't tell anything. Like, it just looks like a normal house, and we're like, what's going on? And on the back did have a almost like a sun porch ish thing going on, and there was a panel busted out that had plywood over it. And the owner goes on to explain that a homeless person had broken in, and the police got called, and that's how all this got noticed. Now, there is one section in this house that has a flat roof that was done improperly and had been leaking probably for several years. And this one section did look bad, okay? Not going to deny that, not going to try to sugarcoat that. This one section looked pretty bad.
And they don't deny it either.
No, they don't either.
They don't live there.
But it was just one section of this entire house, okay? It's not the whole house. It's just one section. So that goes back to our question of, who wants this? Because obviously we can ignore houses when we want to, but we go after the ones that we want.
And the house was secure, even from where it had, even where the roof had kind of fallen in from the flat roof, and the homeowners didn't act like that it shouldn't be condemned. They knew it should. They knew that it had been neglected over the years because they didn't live there. They acknowledged all of that. The thing is that the house was secure. They kept the grass cut. They kept the house up to code. But because they called the police because a homeless person had broke in, that's what started this spiral. But then it goes back to, again, who wants this?
But the funny thing is, the building report is taped to the door.
The inspection report, yeah.
The very thing that we've been asking about, and they act like it's so secret. Now we found out they tape it to the door if they're going to condemn it. So that means that they've not done any
So
of
like
this
what
process.
we've said before is that these inspection reports are public information. So it's like they're telling us without telling us that they just don't exist.
Exactly.
And that's basically what ends up happening is that it's just they don't do these inspections unless they're forced to. And their force isn't because people have concerns. Their force is because they're literally
Their agendas.
Yeah. So
The mayor or the city council's agenda.
Right.
Basically. But, I mean, I guess it really has to go back to the mayor because the mayor, the building inspector works directly for the mayor.
Right.
So, I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
So he does what he's told to do.
Yep.
And yeah. So it was crazy. And then we talked to the homeowners and we told them, we were very honest. We told them while we were there. We just wanted to see it for ourselves. And the owner said that they had tried to call the building inspector over 100 times.
Yep.
And never got a call back, never got an email back. And that was quite on the contrary of what Eric Waddell said. Eric Waddell said that he had reached out and they hadn't got back with them.
But, let's add that, I mean, we're going a little bit in the future, but that's exactly the same thing they said about the Shoney's building.
Right. And
they reached out to the people and that nothing.
And yeah, because
It's
the people on Market Street,
same story.
they never said, hey, there's going to be a public hearing.
They didn't even know.
They didn't even know. We were the ones that told them that this was going to be on the agenda. They had no idea. So it's like, where are they sending this stuff to? They know who owns it. They know that no one lives there.
Yeah,
so are
they
you
send
sending it
to that address?
or like the mailing address for it? Because it's not going to the mailing address because they never received it. And I think they go by there. They didn't even have anything in the mail. Anyways, they put stuff on the agenda.
So I'm going to go over what it actually says in the their resolution to condemn this process. First of all, it says the structure is unsafe. The structure constitutes a public nuisance to the city of Athens. The building has improper distributed loads. The building is damaged by fire, wind, earthquake, flood, sinkhole, deterioration, neglect, abandonment, vandalism, or any other so that it has become dangerous to life, health, property, morals, safety, general welfare. I mean, like I said in the meeting, I said this describes over half of Cybert's houses, so I don't understand why we're going after this. Building has become damaged or is so damaged, dilapidated, decayed, unsafe, unsanitary, lacking in maintenance, vermin, rat infested, contains filth or lacking proper ventilation, sufficient illumination. Building does not provide minimum safeguards to protect or warn occupants in the event of a fire. The building is so damaged, decayed, dilapidated, structurally unsafe, or such faulty construction or unsafe foundation that partial or complete collapse is possible. The building has parts thereof that are so attached that they may fall and damage property or injure the public or occupants. The building or any portion thereof is clearly unsafe to use or occupy. The building is neglected, damaged, dilapidated, unsecure, abandoned, so it's become an attractive nuisance to children who might play in or build structure, part of the building or structure, party wall or foundation of their danger. It has become a harborer of vagrants, criminals, immoral persons, enables persons to resort to building structure part of the party wall again foundation for committing a nuisance or an unlawful act. The building is, because of its condition, unsafe, unsanitary, dangerous to life, health, property, morals, safety, general welfare of the public and occupants, and they're not to exceed $30,000 to tear it down.
What's funny in all of that is that's very harsh. But it's crazy to me because Eric Waddell was like, we can't inspect a property that's got tenants, but you've got a sitting city councilman who has people living in his homes that meet that criteria.
Every one of them.
Every single one of
them.
them.
And they came and said that. They
Yes.
came and said that directly at the city council meeting. And obviously nothing was done. Oh, wait a minute, something was done. The power and the water got turned off.
Yeah.
On a mother and 3 children.
And 2 other tenants, yeah.
But nothing to see
So
here,
it's
folks.
like Eric Waddell's like, we can't come in and inspect houses unless no one lives there. But then when they're vacant, it's like they still don't inspect them. They just turn a blind eye.
Well, if they're owned by certain people.
That's the point that I'm trying to make, is that like with these houses, they can go and be so harsh. Like, how dare you have this public nuisance? Like, I'm thinking about that house. What street is that on where the tornado hit and that tree's been stuck there? There's the house on Wheeler Street. There's the house on Fifth Avenue that they just sold.
Yep.
That now there's the city's doing something about it, but they didn't do that.
It had amazingly it had a stop work on it. But
Yeah.
it's no longer owned by anybody famous or important. So,
So they
we could
within
force
days.
it. Yeah.
Within days.
We could force the stop work on that. But the thing is, if it had all these problems now, then it had all these problems then when he owned it.
Yeah.
That's my whole thing.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Yeah, so it was just the irony there that we just came off of the last few city council meetings talking about the conditions of these homes, and then the mayor always brags about we've condemned over 200 properties during my time and blah 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 blah.
I think it's closer to 300.
Well, however many. I mean, it's like hundreds at this point. So
Hundreds of the ones that they want to do, not hundreds of the ones that needs to be done.
So anyways, you want to go ahead and talk about
We
this?
can. Mr. Mark got up and
That was
And-
at the
and-
end. These are back here at the end.
he talked about the problems in his district and tried to get Councilman Harper to say something. And Councilman Harper remarked that Eric Waddell is working as fast as he can. And then, of course, Mr. Mark also asked about the sewer because they instead of fixing the sewer in North Athens, they break it up and like reline it instead of fixing it, like putting in new pipe. They reline it, which is, it's a lot cheaper, but it's
Yeah.
also not as good of a fix.
I think I just talked about asking about the ARPA funding for this Strain Road deal, and then I asked about some more information regarding some of the agenda items. I'm sure it's because of the house. And then Mr. Chuck Bradley, man, he got a lot of views on our videos that we posted. He got up talking about the asphalt plant.
That was de-annexed from the city.
Yeah, and that asked why the property was allowed to be de-annexed and why the city is doing business with Grayson Carter. And then he was asking about how long Mr. Waddell has worked for the city, because again, it's like, why are you not going to do your job, the right thing, just to protect the city? And at the end of the day, he's just doing it to protect his job, but at some point there has to be some sort of accountability.
Exactly.
Because if nobody's going to do the right thing, then
if nobody has any courage, then nothing's ever going to change.
Yeah.
And I understand how hard that is to do the right thing, but there are other avenues that could be explored. Definitely not within Limestone County.
Yeah.
But you could definitely go outside of Limestone County and be like, I need help. Please
Well,
come
especially
look
being
at
like this city building inspector, like he holds a very high prestigious position.
Well, he's
with
also
like
president of
that's what I'm
like the
talking
North
about.
Alabama or Alabama, North Alabama, one of the
and
two
he's
building inspectors.
he's a veteran. Like, people think very highly of him, and it's starting to look as though he is controlled by our city leaders. So anyways, you said Tim got up and
Yes,
spoke?
Tim asked about how long it takes to condemn something and get something done about it. I don't remember what they said.
I think this is where Mayor Marks, where they got up and talked back and forth about having a meeting, and this was December,
Okay.
and Tim they weren't able to work out a time until like February.
Gotcha.
But yeah. So.
And then I asked about the Attorney General opinion. I asked about if anybody had any comments on the public comments being turned off on the live stream and Facebook comments being turned off, and of course there was silence.
So, low turnout. It's right here at Christmas. So, thanks for listening, and we'll update you for 2 weeks from now. So, see you later, guys.
For this episode of Limestone Lowdown, where we break down the issues, keep you informed, and give you facts straight from the source. Remember, your voice matters. Your vote counts, and your community thrives when we stay engaged. Stay tuned, stay informed, and stay involved. Until next time, keep questioning, keep advocating, and keep shaping the future of the Limestone area. We'll see you on the next Limestone Lowdown.